It's episode 194 of SETI BIMCO, part 2, The Revenge.
Woohoo, boo.
And here's George.
It's me, everybody. I'm
George
back.
O'Connor, a graphic novel cartoonist, and I'm Tim Hamilton, a cartoonist, and I've done graphic novels and children's books.
Yeah. We've both been on the New York Times bestseller list. We've both done books for kids.
And today we're going to talk about the movie Massacre and Dinosaur Valley from 1985, 8 years after Star Wars. This movie was a massacre.
Yeah.
And
There was parts of the title that were appropriate.
Yes. Before we start, I have an age-old question about revenge, George.
Let's hear it, Tim.
Well, did the mysterious bandit poopers, they were a group of poopers who left poop on random people's porches.
Thank you for clarifying, because I wondered, did they steal poop? Or okay. All right.
They terrorized the village. I don't know which
Did they
village.
steal stuff as well, or did they just leave poop?
They left poop.
So let's just call them, they're not bandits, they're poop leavers.
Well, I call them the pooper.
You could just
bandits.
actually, to be succinct, just call them mysterious poopers.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't need bandits in there at all.
Well, did they get revenge on their gang leader? Because when he got arrested and the cops, questioned him,
Yeah.
his alibi, it was just a big turd. It stunk. His alibi was a piece of crap, George.
Just like that fucking joke.
It's SETI BIMCO Part 2, The Revenge. The show where we create revenge sequels that nobody wanted.
SETI BIMCO, Part 2, The Revenge.
BIMCO.
SETI BIMCO Comedy Hour, as I called it last week.
Oh, man. See, I missed 1 week and you make all these changes.
It's not a change.
That's a change.
It went into a whole discussion about Ernie Kovacs, who you're going to say who's that, just like Kovacs.
He's a baseball player.
Okay, we'll go with that.
Isn't he?
No.
Oh, okay.
He's a television innovator, comedian from the 50s.
What, did he innovate by playing baseball?
Nope, no. He just played with the TV.
Himself.
Yep.
Oh. I've definitely heard the name.
You know who played him in a TV movie?
Let me see.
In 1984?
James Coco.
Well, in the movie, he said, nature finds a way.
Jeff Goldblum, really?
Yep, he played him in a movie, a TV movie.
It's Life Finds a Way.
Life finds a way. What did I say?
Yeah.
Nature finds a way?
He said Nature Finds a Way. And you didn't have the in there. I think that's important. The
So what have you been up to?
Man,
what?
Tim, so much. It's been a lot. Like, part of me wants to, I have a little bee in my bonnet today about, children's publishing.
A bee in your bonnet?
This might affect you, Tim, because you are a children's author.
I am, yes.
Did you see, this is probably going to get cut out because it's not interesting, but the current ambassador for Kids Lit, Mac Barnett, called 94.7% of children's lit crud.
I did not hear this.
Yeah, he's getting raked over the coals today.
Was this in secret? Or
No,
did he know he was being recorded?
No, he had a book that just dropped yesterday called, I forgot, it's all about, he pictures himself as he's clearly not part of the crud in his mindset.
Yeah, we can talk about this.
Yeah, he's a well-known, mainly for picture books. He's been partnered with some really terrific artists like John Klassen. He's a bit of a protege of John Sheska, the guy who wrote Stinky Cheese Man and other tales in those books.
By the way, Stinky Cheese Man, my art teacher in school, she hated that book.
Really?
She's like, this is too smart alecky, too precious. I don't like this.
Oh, well, I love that book. And the artist of that book, in case she didn't like the art, is Lane Smith, terrific guy. But Mac Barnett, I'd say he's had a bit of a privileged upbringing in the children's world. Was he
raised by children's authors, you're saying?
Yeah,
Sorry.
he was. No,
I should let you talk.
Yeah, you should let me talk. I already want to cut this whole thing up. So he has a new book about writing picture books that just dropped yesterday. And a well-meaning librarian who agreed with the sentiment actually isolated this one page with this quote where he said, he was quoting the famous not Thurston Moore and not Thurston Howell, but a science fiction writer from the 50s who said that 90% of sci-fi is crud. And then Mac added, well, actually, I think in kids lit, it's more like 94.7%. And in these days, this age of book banning and people coming after kids lit books, this has not gone over well, especially from the person who was allegedly our ambassador.
Yes.
So all day long, I know my Instagram feed, which is mostly kids' books and such, has just been jammed with people offering their hot takes. I actually have mostly restrained from saying anything, but now I'm talking about this because I was just curious if you heard about it.
Well, I have
because you
kids.
are a children's book author, but you're more of a New Yorker cartoonish / adventurer.
I do follow children's book people on Blue Sky, but I didn't see it. I think you're still on An Evil Place, right?
Which
Are
evil
you?
place?
I don't
I'm
think
still on
I'm
Insta.
Facebook and Twitter. Are you still
I guess
there?
I'm still on Facebook, though. I don't, and I think
Use
my
it?
Insta automatically posts there. I'm not even like really signed in. I don't know. It's weird. Although, you know what? Actually, no, I take it back. I did go in there today to read my friend Nick Brule, another famous children's book author, to read his take on this whole thing. And
Okay.
Nick is a great champion of children's lit and always has very well reasoned and very funny things to say. And this was no exception. This is all boring. You come here to SETI
No.
BIMCO to hear other stories.
We hear
So I'm giving you a
anything.
nice, easy cut point because I have a story.
No, I like all that.
Avid listeners, maybe in the bonus episode then. Avid listeners of SETI BIMCO know that I think 2 episodes ago, I took Tim to task when I realized that the frequent butt of his jokes, Taco Bell, was in fact something he has never in his life eaten.
And it doesn't matter.
And so recently, it was in the real world. It was Tim's real life birthday. Congrats on reaching the
Thank
third
you.
millennium. And myself and Chris, who doesn't listen to the show, and a friend of the show, Foofy, we procured some Taco Bell and waylaid Tim at a local coffee shop where he was doing the hard work of writing kids' books. And we made him eat the Taco Bell, and we possibly ruined his dinner plans that night because of it. And we definitely got him embarrassingly kicked out of this coffee shop for eating Taco Bell there.
Well, it was out back of the coffee shop where we thought no one could see us.
Yes,
and
turns
you're
out
not
that
supposed to
it
bring
was-
outside food.
And Taco Bell, I would argue, is not really food.
You should have
Tim,
said that
what-
to her.
I just looked at her. I went into full school mode. When I'm being scolded by an adult, I just stare at them like there's something wrong with them. And that's exactly what I did to her. So, Tim, what were your thoughts upon finally crossing the veil, finally eating the bell of tacos?
Well, first of all, I haven't eaten fast food since somewhere in the early 90s at all. So I felt terrible the whole day.
Did you really?
Yeah, I
sorry to
felt
hear-
different. I was like, I don't feel great.
You don't feel good?
And there was no taste I remember. It's just, we live in Brooklyn. There's a burrito place down the street that people line up to get into. And I'm like, this is good stuff.
Yeah.
And the taco shell was stale and there was nothing. I put some of the spicy sauce on it, did I? Nothing had any brightness.
Nothing.
No brightness
That-
to it
It sounds like you're describing my life, Tim.
in my life.
Both our lives.
So, yeah, it was thumbs down. I don't know
but
why.
now, you know what?
Why anybody likes it. I mean, maybe there's a place that makes good stuff, but maybe there's one where someone cares. They're back there doing
Yeah,
their...
I don't think they cared at this particular one. And this, as I told you at the time, myself and Foofy checked the ratings of several Taco Bells, and this one had the best ratings.
Wow.
Yeah, the other ones had like 1 star.
Well, yeah.
Yep. So now Tim is fully allowed to mock Taco Bell. He has felt the effects. It ruined his day. Did you embarrassingly toot in front of your wife?
No. Well,
No.
I mean, again? What?
I feel no shame when I do that.
Speaking of eating,
Yeah. Oh.
I'll give I don't know if I'll cut this story out.
Ooh.
So I
We're
won't go
full
in-
of stories we might get cutting out today.
I won't go into it. My teeth are pretty good, but a while ago the dentist said there's a little crack in this molar, and I'm gonna stick glue on there, make sure, take care of it. And as soon as that dentist retired, and I got a new dentist, that piece of molar just came right off one day while I was eating clean.
Interestingly, that's interesting, right?
Yeah.
Like, do you think she had figured out exactly? She's
He,
like,
it was
well,
he.
It was he. Okay. So you think he figured out, like, well, I got about 3 years left in this gig. Let's give him the old 3-year glue.
Yeah.
Why would he do that?
It hadn't come apart yet. He just said, there's a crack here. Let's keep an eye on it. Let me put some stuff here. So anyway, it didn't break off all the way to the pulp, as they call it. So it wasn't like super painful. It just was sensitive to the cold. So I went in. This part of the story doesn't matter. He was just like, yeah, well, glue that back in. You're going to have to get a crown eventually.
Is this the original dentist or your new dentist?
The new one. He was good.
Okay.
He put a new little top on there. Anyway, the funny thing was that when I was in the waiting room, a lady came out, older lady. She had a walker with the wheels, although she could walk okay.
You think that's funny?
Yeah, well, yeah, it's hilarious. And there was a man in the waiting room with long hair, and it was gray. And I don't mean to judge anybody, but when your hair gets long and gray, maybe it's time to cut it unless you're
I agree.
Jerry Garcia.
Yeah.
Jerry Garcia, you can do it. He
Jerry
still does
Garcia,
it.
Well, he's also dead and has been dead for years.
He still does it, though.
Yeah. Oh, does he? Wow.
Yes.
Well, he is in a band called the Grateful Dead, if anyone could.
So they looked, to me, close the same age, and she was doing her stuff at the desk, and they needed something, and she said, well, I'll get it to you as soon as my son's done texting. And it was the guy sitting there texting with the long gray hair. And he goes, oh, I'll help you. And he's helping her. And the dentist came out, and he said to the man with the long hair, he said, I think I treated a friend of yours this week. And he goes, no, I have no friends. And the and the dentist is like, okay, I guess I'm wrong. And he went back into the office. That's the funny part for you. And the him and his mom, he was helping his mom. That's nice.
Yeah.
They're talking, and he goes, oh, I told Nancy to come here. He did treat a friend of mine. And his mom goes, well, you go back and tell him that, because now he thinks you have no friends. And he's all confused. You go straighten him out. And he goes, no, Ma, that was a great line. I said I had no friends. I want to leave on that line. And she goes, no, you go back there and tell him. And eventually he's like, okay. And he went back there and interrupted, I don't know, somebody drilling their teeth.
Somebody's getting a root canal. Doctor, I do have a friend. Her name is Nancy.
Yes. But he came out, he's still complaining. He goes, Ma, I had a great line. Nah. Anyway.
That's
that's what happens.
That's some good listening. Should we go into, Tim, what is this, episode 194?
Wait a minute.
Oh.
As we know, this show may not go on beyond episode 200.
That's what I was bringing up, yeah.
Oh, you're segueing.
Yeah,
What's
I was trying to
segue?
segue. I was saying it's 194, right? We only got 6 more episodes left before the great turnover or ending or whatever the hell it's going to be. Mm-hmm. Tim, I made a whole bunch of lists this time of replacement shows.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
I only did one. Well, go ahead.
You go first, then.
Oh. Well, you know what?
All right.
I don't have a name for this new idea for a podcast.
Well, let's see if we can come up with a name. Yeah, maybe I'll help you. I'll brainstorm.
What we're talking about is maybe we'll replace Seti Bimco with a new podcast.
Yeah.
So I have
200 episodes is a long time to go. And let's be honest. We peaked with the Charles B. Pierce. I think we've been scraping the bottom since then. We've seen way too many. It's long in the tooth. It needs to be put down behind the shed. These are what we're thinking of doing to replace it.
Bat and Spider, they reached 300, so congratulations. But, they're just melting. So I don't think we should go on that far.
Let's not aspire to be Bat and Spider, okay?
So I didn't think of a name for this podcast, but I thought, what if each week we look at a different tribute band? So, like, we look at a police tribute band that's made up of Robert De Niro, Robert Redford, and Robert Duvall. And they play in England all the time, and they're called the Bobbies. Yeah?
That would be especially interesting because Robert Duvall's dead.
Well, they're not around anymore. We're just going to talk about them.
All right, the Bobbies, all right.
And we might talk about a Monkees tribute band made up of strict religious priests called the Monks, just the Monks.
That sucks, okay.
And how about
This is all
They
shitty.
Might Be Giants tribute band consisting of people dressed in bee costumes with a lead singer in a Yoda costume. It's called
They Might Be Giant Bees?
No, Giant Bees they are. Giant bees they are.
That's actually pretty good.
That's it. I don't know what that podcast is called.
How about Not the Real Thing, but an Incredible Simulation?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay. All right, I got a few, Tim. First one, I'm playing with the name Seti Bimco, right? I'm like letting that roll around in my mouth, saying
Really?
it aloud. Yeah, I'm just thinking like, You did 200 episodes. I can't claim I'm in all of them, but you've done 200 episodes nearly of like a show with a nonsense name.
At least
what if
one.
the name meant something?
Oh,
So-
okay. It does mean
Yeah.
something.
I know, but like not to anybody. You and former host
John Kelly.
John Kelly, noted olive oil addict. All right, so the first one I came up with, instead of SETI BIMCO, what if you call it Silent BIMCO?
Ooh, I like this.
I think you would. It's just basically, it's like an hour of not quite full silence, because every once in a while you awkwardly clear your throat. And if you really listen, maybe around the 47 episode mark, you might burp out loud.
47-minute mark. I'll burp out loud.
Yeah. Yeah, you just like, because you burp like once every few episodes.
I do.
It's always shocking
cut it
when
out.
you do. Not always. I hear it later. I'm always shocked. All right, so that's Silent BIMCO. And then I thought, ooh, what about SETI BOOMCO? Where it's you and I, we talk about things that we'd like to see explode.
Oh, I like that.
We could be like, yeah, like you could be like my neighbor's house,
No.
the
your
White
neighbor.
House. You know,
Jeez, don't say that.
we get shut down real quick on that one.
Yeah.
So then I thought, what about instead of SETI BIMCO, we had a show called Ready, Set, Go.
I like that.
And the whole thing is like a countdown. But to what? We never say. It's like we finish one countdown
really?
to 200, and it's just like Ready, Set, Go, and we never say what's going to happen. And then that made me think of this one, Tim, Bloody Blood Co. And I describe in intricate detail various instances of me having my blood extracted for tests,
And watch me
I do in
faint, I
such
know.
and to try to make you faint. And that's called Bloody Blood Co. And the finest one, the final one, I call it Tempest Bledsoe. Where it's each week you come on and you beg former Cosby Show actress Vanessa Tempest Bledsoe to come on the show and talk with you, or at least meet her with coffee. Just please, for God's sake, you just want to talk. And that's Tempest Bledsoe.
Tempest Bledsoe. Oh, because of the movie she was in.
No, that was literally the actor's name.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Tempest
she wasn't the young.
Bledsoe.
There was like it was like Rudy, Vanessa. What was Malcolm Jamal Warner's character? Theo. And then there was the one who went away to college and was in Angel Heart.
Yes, that's what I thought you meant.
And then there was Sandra, who was the one that was married to Alvin, the guy who now famously works at Trader Joe's.
But he's in The Pit this season.
He is good for him.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
Okay. Nice.
The Cosby Show. Whatever happened? To the
Cosby
Show.
Man, I would be.
What happened?
if I
Why
was
don't
one of
I
those
see
pe-
reruns?
Yeah, think how mad you are if you're one of those actors.
Yeah.
You were in one of the top show. I think the entire time it ran. Mm-hmm. Top rated show. Like you should be making buku bucks in syndication, but it turns out Pa Cosby's got a little bit of a problem.
Yep.
A sort of problem that might make him fit very well into tonight's movie, Massacre in Dinosaur Valley. How is that for a fucking segue?
You segued, and now we're in it.
Now we're in it. Okay.
I do want to say Cosby wasn't top the whole time because he was up against Cheers, and I think The Simpsons beat him because he had a little feud with Simpsons. Maybe you're too young to remember.
You're right. I do remember that, like at the end, because they were both Thursday nights at first, and Fox audaciously put Simpsons against him before moving it to Sunday nights, because I think he ultimately did win in that battle.
He might have.
And Cheers was the lead-in to Cheers. It was like Cosby
That's right.
Show, and then Family Ties, or Wings, or some shit, and then Cheers. But let's cut all that garbage out because we had such a nice segue. And to talk about like logistic little programming shit from the 80s, no one cares.
Speaking of Family Ties,
All right, so the movie I chose, and let me offer my lavish apology up front, was Massacre in Dinosaur Valley. And you mentioned Simpsons. Let me actually quote The Simpsons. There is a line. It's one of my favorite lines. It's by Lionel Hutz, voiced by the late great Phil Hartman. He's talking about something, and he goes, "This is the most blatant case of false advertising since my suit against the film The Never-Ending Story." I think we've surpassed it now with Massacre in Dinosaur Valley. Because Tubi ostensibly knows me. Gives me recommendations on films, and it knows I watch a lot of shitty dinosaur films. So this one pops right up. I, in a hurry, chose this film.
you did.
And there's not any dinosaurs, really.
You were like, ready,
Kinda.
set, You just chose it.
Ready, set, go. So this movie it's known by other names. It was an Italian and Brazilian co-production, directed by a guy named Michel Massimo Tarantini, which means he's like multiple Tarantinos. But he did it under pseudonym of Michael Lamick, because even he was embarrassed to be related to this movie. That is also known as Nude e Salvaggio.
I see that.
Which means that's like naked and savage. Amazonas, or Cannibal Ferox 2. Cannibal Ferox is a super famous, like, one of the most gruesome movies ever made.
Oh, I never heard of
this
it.
This is a sequel. Not really. They just basically chose the name. But it's part of, like, this is 1985, like you said up front. It's part of, like, a whole genre of, like, cannibal exploitation films, I guess.
I know there's that Cannibal Holocaust, right?
I think it's called, isn't it called Green Holocaust? I think they're right. I think there's both. There's a lot of these movies where it's basically, like, people from the world outside come to some sort of jungle-dwelling people and get eaten and tortured horribly. And this movie turns out as this, and there's no dinosaurs. Fuck you for your title.
It's only a few boobs away from being a porn, I think.
I think there's plenty of boobs. It was just a few. It was like, you're right though. This was a pretty naked movie.
Not in any good ways either.
Cablasto alert. Occasional co-host Kevin Cablasto. This is one for you.
Yeah, warning. We're not going to laugh about it, but all the nudity is pretty much sexual assault.
Yeah,
sadly.
A remarkable amount of it. Yeah, this is not a movie with a healthy attitude towards sexuality. All right, if you didn't write down a synopsis, I'll do a quick one off the top of my head.
Do it.
A eclectic
Ready?
Mix of travelers, including a crazed Vietnam vet, his estranged wife, a shitty archaeologist, the daughter of a famed paleontologist, some random models, etc., all are lost in the Aquero region of some fictional South American country and meet their ends at the hands of the native peoples and a group of disgusting slavers. And no dinosaurs are in it.
Somewhere in Brazil, I guess. It's filmed in Brazil.
I guess so, yeah. Well, yeah. All right, so...
Can we talk about it in broad terms? Can we say
sure.
who shows up? Just want to say a professor and his daughter named...
Ibanez. He's
Eva.
Professor
Eva.
Pedro Ibanez, and his daughter's name is Eva.
Eva. They show up in a small town.
Yeah, they on like this shitty bus. We see them on a bus ride, which I felt like this part seems so familiar to me.
Me too.
Okay.
That was the beginning of Meatballs 2, right? They're on a bus.
It kind of is. Pee Wee Herman's yelling at him.
Yeah.
So, really quickly, before we get into this, I need to talk about Eva.
Mm-hmm.
She is our female lead. If you were wondering what she looks like naked, just wait a few seconds. She spends the rest of the movie naked.
Describe it in detail.
She is, after this movie, after she had an acting career, then she became a super famous, in real life, her name is Suzanne Carvalho. She became a super famous race car driver.
Really? I'd missed that.
Yeah, she had, like...
There's no links in this movie.
This is super fucking weird, because Wikipedia doesn't have a link for her,
No.
but she has a Wikipedia page. I discovered this from IMDb, or as you would say, IMDM, or whatever the fuck you always say. You always say it wrong.
IDBM.
But IDBM, that's it. She is the first and only woman to ever win a Formula 3 championship.
Oh.
Like, she's not just a race car driver. She's a very famous race car driver.
Whoa.
And I went to her website, and it's hilarious because all this race car stuff, and it says, and it's all in Portuguese, and it's like, and then me as an actress, and it's like all these pictures of her, like, in various states of undress. I'm like, okay.
What if she met George Harrison? He drove race cars sometimes.
Did he really?
Yeah, he liked cars.
It's interesting when George Harrison
didn't
said, like,
race.
say, Paul Newman or the kid from Malcolm in the Middle.
He drove race? That's right. He drove race
Yeah, I
cars.
think he still does, yeah. I didn't know that about George Harrison. That's so weird to picture the most laid-back Beatle being like, yeah, taking those left-hand turns really quickly, right? Suck on this, Ringo. Now they've mentioned her, they're on their way to a place called São Sebastián, and
Glad you
it's
said
near, it's near the Amazon. And they pull into this little tiny town there where there's a bunch of kids going like, making stupid noises and stuff. And they check into a hotel, and the guy who runs the hotel is like, sorry, I know you wrote to me asking for 2 rooms, but I only have 1.
He seems smarmy about it. Like,
oh, he's so smarmy. Well, he like, it kind of doesn't work. Oh, I should mention that this movie is dubbed. Though I will be honest, I really stopped noticing it was dubbed after a while.
I didn't.
So I
do odd phrases.
There was definitely odd phrases.
We're coming up to one soon.
He's kind of like, and like the guy who runs the hotel is like, we could leave 2 beds and the young lady you're with could stay with you. And the professor's like, okay, that's fine. She's my daughter.
Because everybody's so sexist in this movie, I thought he'd be like, oh, one room for you two.
Yeah, they're immediately like, yeah, you're going to fuck. First off, if you thought they were like already like a weird couple like that, why? I don't know. It doesn't make sense. And then he's like, I'm sorry, I had to give you a room. Photographer and 2 models arrived. He wrote, wait, you're going
to read what he said?
Yeah.
Because he says something. Well, if you have it, I'll let you read it. But
I have it, yeah. He says he works for a fashion magazine. If you ask me, I bet it's a sex one.
Yeah, that's weird.
And he's like, wink, wink, wink.
You know which magazine I think it was? I looked up the magazines.
What's it called, Tim? Oh, man.
The sexy magazines in Brazil. Well, one's called Sexy Ladies.
What's it in Portuguese?
You'll have to figure that out.
Okay.
You know it?
No.
The other one they worked for was called Naked Sexy Ladies.
Naked Sexy Ladies? Do they Naked Sexy Ladies with bikini cuts? I knew Brazilian bikini cuts.
The third one, nope, it was called Boobs MacGuffin.
Boobs MacGuffin. I would buy it,
You would buy
Tim,
that?
if I was in a newsstand and I saw a book called Boobs MacGuffin, I would buy that.
And where would you hide it?
I wouldn't hide it. I'd carry it plainly out for people. I'd be like, hey, I'm a famed children's book author. Look what I got, Boobs MacGuffin. What are you going to do? All right.
Then Kevin arrives on a banana truck, right? Was it a banana truck?
Yep. Kevin
he's
Hall.
eating one.
Yep, he's eating banana.
And they're mad at him.
Yep. And
he's got a gun and he's looking for dinosaur bones.
Yeah, and he has a bag of dinosaur bones that he just like throw on the ground.
Oh, I didn't realize he had already bones. Because he was looking.
Yeah, he did. Because they throw this. He's like, oh, I just spent a month on digging those out. Dinosaur bones, Tim, are super heavy and super fragile. You do that to some dinosaur bones, you just carry them around in a bag. They're already broken.
Yeah,
you do that, they're atomized. So, but yeah, he is our like Indiana Jones type character. Every movie had one post 1981. He is from the Boston Institute of Paleontology.
He is the worst Indiana Jones.
He's like Iowa Smith. I don't know.
He just does a lot of horrible things. Yeah.
Yeah, he sucks. And we see a cockfight. I wrote that down.
We also see, in no particular order, the photographers when they photograph the models. It's both racist and it's like native people undressing the white ladies.
There's like native naked people with these. Well, one is white, one is
Belinda.
Like
she's
Belinda's
Italian.
definitely white, and then there's Monica, and I don't know what she is.
She's got olive skin. She's Italian.
Yeah, maybe.
But it's basically native people like, ooh, naked white ladies.
Now, I did read on the trivia on IMDb that the vast majority of the native people were played by members of the Brazilian Navy on shore leave.
What? Are you making that up?
No, I'm not making it up. Whoever put that to IMDb, we've folks, IMDb not always the most trustworthy news source.
Yeah,
Go back and listen to our episode "Embrace of the Vampire," where some maniac went on and minute by minute recorded when and what bits of what's her name's the girl, the woman from Who's the Boss, Alyssa Milano. When you can see how naked she is and noting things, details like. You see her underwear here, but we previously saw her take her underwear off, so that's a goof. Yeah,
I was going to ask you if you found that guy in this movie saying, go to this timestamp to see naked ladies.
I mean, you would just be like, watch this whole movie. It's naked ladies.
Yeah.
We also meet crazed Vietnam vet John Hines.
And his wife, Betty.
He's drinking in the bar, and his wife, Betty, who I wrote down as an early example of Mar-a-Lago face.
Ooh,
she's kind of alarming to look at. She's had a lot of weird plastic surgery. I looked up her, too. Tim, she was like a former beauty model in the 60s.
I believe it.
Yeah.
I call them the Lockhorns.
They are very much the Lockhorns. She's just like, he's like, shut up, you drunk. And she's like, you can't get a boner. You never satisfy me. They're a happy wedding. So while all this stuff is going, we're meeting this rich cast of characters. Kevin Hall, who at this point we should know is going to be our lead because he's our most handsome fellow. Mm-hmm. He overhears this pilot mentioning that a professor has hired him to take a side trip into a forbidden area of the country where these natives called, I wrote down the Aguara, but I spell it different every time, so God only knows what it was.
He said.
I don't think it's a real tribe, but a tribe of headhunters and cannibals, as they say. Yeah. And it's very dangerous, but there is a place there called Dinosaur Valley. Mm-hmm. And basically the pilot's like, I want to go there because I want to get dinosaur bones. There's great dinosaur bones. And I'm like, at this point, I'm like, oh boy, we're going to see some fucking living dinosaurs.
Me too.
And then at that point, the photographer comes back in with his two models, and they're sitting there.
It's a bar, right?
Yeah, it's in a bar. This little drunk guy comes up, and he like makes a face at Kevin, and then goes over to the olive skin model, Monica, and like pulls her shirt up so we see her boob.
Yeah, just grabs
Kevin
her butt
Cablasto
and
at home. Kevin Cablasto at home starts clapping, jumping up and down, pointing at the camera. And because he's our hero, Kevin's like, hey, hands off the lady. And like grabs this little guy and throws him through the air onto a table. It's a pretty good throw.
Yeah.
But the problem is the little guy's got two giant brothers who comically look nothing like him.
I think their names are...
Ooh, you got names?
No, I'm forgetting that. Ugg and
Ugg and Lee.
Yes, Ugg and Lee.
Good one too. There's a line here. So like one of the guys is like really big and black. One of the guys is really big and I think Asian, and one of the guys is the little guy. He looks like Latino. And Kevin's like, judging from the differences between the three of you, I'd say your mother was mighty busy.
What?
That's his line.
Yeah,
which is like,
I understand now.
I understand it too, but like, she was just as busy if there was like, if they looked the same.
Yes.
So the two big guys beat the crap out of Kevin, and everyone's watching like, why would a guy get into a fight like that? I'm like, well, because he was sticking up for the woman who got like molested but nobody cares. And so then
nobody in this movie cares.
Nobody cares. And Kevin gets thrown through the air multiple times onto other breakaway tables. They had a good budget for breakaway tables and chairs.
They did.
And then we see him later, like sitting in his room, being like, "Oh," like with a bloody face and stuff. And not like cartoon she beat up, but then Monica comes in.
No, Marion comes in and she's like,
Monica,
does it hurt here? And she kisses it.
She was showing her kisses. He immediately points at his crotch. He goes, right there, lady.
Yep. So they get naked.
Yep, and we saw her bits. Kevin Cablasto.
And here's a part that I thought was odd. Did you think this was odd?
I want to see what part you got next.
We're cutting to Eva. She's taking a shower, so we see her all naked.
Shower. She's standing in a bucket pouring water on herself. She's all soapy and naked.
But she stands there naked and puts her hand out and says, "Dad, give me my bathrobe." And like, you expect your dad to come up to you naked and give you your bathrobe, but Kevin's in there. I forget. He just came in.
Kevin sneaks in because Kevin wants to talk to the professor to see if he can get onto this flight. But he comes in, totally sees Eva standing there naked. She's like, "What are you doing? You're naked." A crazy person she'd never seen before comes into her room, and she's standing there completely naked and wet. And like they played off like a joke. And the professor even comes in. He's like, "What's going on here?" And then you would think the professor would go nuts.
Yeah,
Tim. I'm not even a dad. Neither are you. But if like a guy came into my room,
right,
and like approached like a loved one, like a female family member when she was nude, I'd be like killing this guy. I'd be like, "Get out of here, you sex pest, you creep." Instead, he's just kind of charmed because the Kevin's like, "Oh, I've read all of your books." He goes, "You haven't read all of them. There's one that isn't out yet." Tim, here's my list.
Of the books not out yet?
No, the list of the professor's books.
Oh, okay.
I read all 4, including the one that's not out yet.
Rule of 3, George.
He literally said 4 books, Tim. Okay. All right. God, Tim, making it difficult. All right. The first book that Kevin has read of the Professor Ibanez's, A Field Guide to Cretaceous-Era Fossils and Also Seeing My Daughter Naked. Number 2, Peeping Toms Throughout Prehistory. Number 3, You Can't Spell Paleontology Without Incest, probably.
What?
I didn't. That one's. The professor's really broadly. Yeah. Well, he was also just sitting there looking at his daughter naked too. It's just weird. And then the upcoming number 4, Breaking the Rule of 3, yet to be published book is An Idiot's Guide to Introducing Naturism to Your Family.
Naturism?
Nudism. I should have said nudism. It says nudism, and I changed it to naturism. I'm like, Tim's not going to know what naturism is. All right.
Maybe at a 5th book, Taking My Daughter to Burning Man. Yeah.
Okay, well, Tim, that's great, but it has nothing to do with dinosaurs, does it? No.
But
All
then
right.
you'd find out there's no
God damn it.
dinosaurs there, just like Dinosaur
Well,
Valley.
We don't know that yet. So it's good you mentioned that, though, because
They get on a
Hall,
plane.
he's like, please, let me go into the territory with them. And he goes, and this is interesting, too. So he's like, I'll take you, but the professor's like, even as you should know this. You know, they're all headhunters and cannibals, they say again. And the god they venerate is some kind of animal. I'm like, oh, yeah, it's going to be a fucking dinosaur. I've seen the name of this movie. I know this type of film. There's no fucking god.
No.
This
Well,
doesn't pay off at all.
He puts
Here's
on
what
a
happened.
head later, but we'll get to that.
I have something to say about that fucking head.
All right.
The whole thing, Tim, I think there is a draft of this movie out somewhere where they're like, we're going to have a dinosaur. And when they're filming it, Tarantini's like, you know what? I don't feel like filming dinosaurs. Can we just get more naked shots of the ladies? And like, there's set up for dinosaurs in this.
Spent all
The
our money
movie's
on
called
boobs.
Massacre in Dinosaur Valley. It was originally, working title was Stranded in Dinosaur Valley. It's just, all right. So they're flying the next day.
Let's call it Boobs in
On board.
Dinosaur Valley.
It's called Boobs in Dinosaur Valley.
Let's call it that.
On board is the crazy Vietnam vet and his estranged wife.
Betty.
I don't know why they're there.
I don't know why they're there either.
The photographer and the 2 models. I don't know why they're there. Kevin.
They were going somewhere else, and they're like, we're going to just stop off at Dinosaur Valley. I
Oh,
think
you're right.
that's-
Yeah, it's like a stop. You're right. They even say it's a side trip. There's Kevin. There's Eva, who is like, she's like mad at Kevin because he's like, hey, so you're naked. And like, nobody seems to think this is weird. Professor Ibanez and the same pilot who we saw in the scene before. We should mention the pilot was like just like really surly and just kept drinking like with no pause, just drinking full glass after full glass of some clear liquor.
This is like Spirit Airlines. R.I.P.
R.I.P. Spirit Airlines. And just like Spirit Airlines, they're flying and he gets wildly off course and crashes.
Something happens. Wind. He's like,
Yeah.
oh, it's windy.
Yep.
And they go down.
And
worst plane crash ever. It's like a toy plane.
we've seen worse on this.
I don't know.
Setting
You mean the Wendigo? I thought that crash
No,
was a little better.
that one was crazily really good. That we talked about that one. How for a movie that was clearly filmed for like spare change, they really went all. That's the thing. In general, I think a word that would nicely describe the average Steady Bimco film is inexpensive.
Yes.
These are mostly not movies with big budgets.
Well, we did watch Masters of the Universe. I think that was
We
expensive.
did. We watched Labyrinth. There's a few things. We saw Superman 3. But, like, I would say the majority of our films feature plane crashes.
But this was a bad one.
This was a bad one. It was a toy one. And a lot of shots of the actors, like, throwing themselves around. So when they come to a stop, Monica, the model who gave thank you sex to Kevin, is dead. The pilot's dead.
Yep.
And Professor Ibanez is bleeding from the head and twitching. And they make a whole scene of Eva being, I have to stay with him. And Kevin's like, I'll stay with him too. And then he dies like in the next second. So like, I guess we're coming with you. So crazed Vietnam vet guy is like, this is like Nam.
Yes, we got to go to the river.
It. And his wife's like, you couldn't get a bone or a nom either. And so they go through the jungle because they point out, like, we were wildly off course before it. Nobody will find us. We have to get to the river in safety.
For some reason, Betty. She's the husband of
the wife.
John,
That's
the Vietnam vet.
wife of the Vietnam vet guy.
She goes, yeah, you think you're some great hero if they only knew the truth. And we never find out what...
No.
So I have a list of reasons why he's not a hero. The truth about Sean.
Because he's not a 6-foot-long sandwich.
Yeah.
All right. Let's hear it.
One reason, his favorite movie, it's Birth of a Nation.
Oh.
His favorite...
Famously racist film for those of you who aren't 200 years old like Jim Hamilton.
His favorite band is an Eagles tribute band made up only of dogs. It's called
Oh, no.
Beagles.
That... Tim. I'm sorry. No. Stop your list. You're not allowed to continue after that. That joke is unforgivable.
Dogs?
How fucking beagles? Fuck you.
Eagles tribute
That's
band?
such a turd. That's awful.
They lay
All right,
lots of
go on.
turds on stage, coincidentally. The last reason, he built his wife Betty a backyard quicksand garden.
Oh, that's going to pay off later, folks.
Yes. Well, they go through the jungle. They see skulls. They hear sounds. What happens?
Yeah. There's
They get leeches.
there's leech scene where I wrote down Kevin eats the leeches off of Eva.
And John eats them off himself. It's all
That's
very
later.
weird.
Yeah. It's they're eating leeches. There's the skull and sticks. There's like a big snake. They almost run into the native people, the Aguera. And it turns out that for whatever reason in his backstory, Kevin has spent time with them. So he knows a lot about them. And the Vietnam vet guy's like, they're just savages. We should murder them. And he's like, no, we just wait here.
Keeps
There's a
eating
great scene
leeches.
where, there's a great scene where his wife falls into a lake and gets leeches up in her arm, and she wants to freak out, and he holds her mouth. He's like, you can't make a noise now, or the Aquare will hear you.
Yes.
You have to just deal with it. She has to walk around for like 5 minutes with leeches arm, and then he finally, like as Tim says, eats the leeches off her.
George, speaking of leeches,
Oh.
did you hear about the Limp Bizkit tribute band made up only of leeches? The band is called We Suck. Because Limp Bizkit sucks. So
I like that. In a near infinite number of bands you could have chosen, you singled out Limp Bizkit for the honor of being the We Suck band.
they pretty much
job.
suck.
Yeah, they do. Right now, somebody like probably
Turned us off.
Dirk is like writing a furious letter about how angry he is that we chose.
He doesn't
Pink
like
Rice Syrup band.
He likes good bands, Dirk.
He's not even a real person. He is a man from Philadelphia who pretends to be from Britain. It's the saddest
I
thing.
think so.
I do. I know so. Listen, nobody talks like that. Anyway, talking to friend of the show who has called in the past with doing fake voices, proving our point. All right. The Vietnam vet guy smashes the camera of the photographer because he's tired of carrying around.
Yeah, I don't know why he did that.
Yep. Yeah.
Is he the one that gets shoved in the water?
Well, they're crossing a water. Yeah. And
The piranha.
oh wait, before we get to that,
okay.
we get to that part, there is a scene there. They go in the watering hole. They get to the side, and Eva's shirt has torn just so one of her nipples is out.
Of course.
And Belinda's shirt is completely see-through, so you can see both her nipples. And the crazy Vietnam vet guy's just staring at him like, yeah, see them boobs. And there's like, Eva notices and just kind of pulls her shirt over a little bit. I'm like, that's, lady, your nipples out for the rest of the movie. And it is. And then his wife Betty's like, you can't get a boner. You look at those, you think you're the great, you can't get a boner. Look at, it's just ridiculous.
Oh, maybe that's the truth about him not being in Vietnam. It got cut off. Maybe
Tim.
every once in a while, these movies surprise me with their depth and their
There's
metaphor.
there's always a lot of times there was definitely a cut of this movie where there's a dinosaur in it, for instance.
It was definitely a cut
things-
where we saw him with his pants off, and we found out.
Yeah, and he had no dick. And then they're crossing. I guess this is maybe they're crossing another body of water, and the photographers are screaming. They pull him in, and this is pretty gruesome.
Yeah.
His leg is like half eaten by piranha.
Yep.
And it's like you see like there's a bone visible, and he's going ah, and then the Vietnam vet guy just fucking stabs him with a machete.
He goes,
Kevin's
I don't like
you psycho.
He didn't like seeing other guys with boners, right?
He was mocking me with his bone.
And why did the piranhas not eat anyone else? Because they fight in the water after this.
You're right. Yeah.
I tried to make a list for that. I was like, I can't figure it out.
There was a couple times I started lists and I'm like, I got nothing.
I got many.
They do fight. Kevin pulls out a gun from nowhere, but then I don't know. He gets he goes over a waterfall and I don't know. He's separated
right.
from him for a bit.
They fight.
He fights alligators. I don't know what happens here.
Well,
the
they
alligators-
run because they heard the native
Aguera.
peoples coming.
Yeah.
Because this is when
Because they even said because Kevin's very much like, oh, they don't come out at night, and they totally do, and he's like, guess he doesn't know shit.
they get separated because Betty does fall into quicksand. As this is right.
Yeah, so they go running. Kevin is thought dead. So it's John Hines, the Vietnam vet, his wife Betty, and Belinda and Eva are the only ones left at this point.
And Betty's in quicksand, and John is
Betty
like,
immediately falls into quicksand.
and he's like, I don't have time to save you. They're coming.
He kind of like runs back and forth. The spears are flying. And he runs off. She dies
Doesn't
in
he
the
get
quicksand.
killed here, or is he killed later?
He gets killed almost immediately after. Yeah, the chief guy. Well, no, first him. As if this movie wasn't already racist enough. Did you catch what he's yelling?
Yeah, racist stuff.
He's full on like because he's a Vietnam vet, and I do say, as a person, as Generation X, and Tim, you're also, I think you're Generation X, right? Or maybe you're a baby boomer. We don't know. You're somewhere up there. But
I'm the greatest generation. That's what they call me.
But you grew up in the time when every neighborhood had the crazed Vietnam vet, right?
Yep, they're called.
There was always the guy in my neighbor. There was, or whatever, or maybe
Yeah.
my neighbor. There was always a guy who had seen some shit in the war, and like you're always kind of like, yeah, don't make loud noises near him. Maybe never be alone with him. Don't be Asian near him. You know, there's things you have to be careful. Like I kind of do miss seeing like the Vietnam vet. Like I saw like an old Gulf War guy the other day who looked like a Vietnam vet. I'm like, hey, look at that guy. But like we just don't have them anymore. But like the Vietnam vet was a type of character who you could reliably count on to be an asshole who goes crazy and yells racist shit.
Not all of them.
And he not all of them, but in this sort of movie, so he's yelling various racial slurs, gets killed by the natives. One of them cuts out his heart or something.
That's what I was going to say. They
eats
didn't
it.
hunt heads. They cut his heart out. They didn't cut his head off.
We did see heads on sticks though, or skulls. Yeah.
But Betty,
according to IMDb,
yeah.
it was a raw pig's heart, and the actor really ate it.
Oof.
Yeah, gross.
That poor sailor.
Yeah. He goes, this is worse than the time I spent my leave time in the brig.
Right. They found Betty's diary later, after
what did it
she
say,
sunk in the
Tim?
quicksand.
What language was it written in, Tim? Was it written in
Betty?
Italian, Portuguese, or English?
English.
English, okay.
She had a list of ways she was afraid she would die someday.
Oh, no.
Number one was she was afraid
Quicksand.
she would die in her backyard quicksand garden that John had made for her.
That John made her. Oh, callback to earlier in the same episode of SETI Bimco.
She was afraid she would die on the quicksand ride at the amusement park.
Oh, I sense it.
And this was 1985. She was afraid she would die riding in a car with Princess Diana, driving through a quicksand tunnel. Well, so
Wow. Princess Di died way after 85, though, right?
no,
That was
that
like-
was
that
like,
was like the
90s. Yeah,
Yeah, so, yeah, okay. Weird, Tim. Weird. Yep.
died mysteriously.
Weird that Princess Di, of all the people,
Would die.
no, that you
Oh.
chose her
Oh.
instead of somebody who died in the 80s. It's just weird.
Yeah.
It's just weird, Tim.
I know.
Your mind works in marvelous ways. Like this week, it was just like Princess Di in the brain. Well, who knows why?
Princess Di.
Probably because Queen Camilla just came. Did you hear about this?
What did she
Queen
do?
Camilla came to New York,
Yeah, I heard that.
and this is actually really cool. So I don't know if you know this, Tim, but if you go to the main branch of the public library,
There's
you
lions.
can see there's lions, but inside you can see the original Winnie the Pooh and his friends.
Oh, I did not
Like
know
the
they were
actual
there.
toys that Christopher Robin had. So there's Winnie the Pooh, Tigger, Eeyore, Piglet,
Mm-hmm.
and Kanga, but there was never a Roo. Because Christopher Robin lost a Roo
Did she
when he
bring
was a
it?
kid in an apple orchard. She got the oldest toy maker in England to make a new Roo, and so they have she presented the New York Public Library with a simulacrum of Roo.
Whoa, the oldest toy maker in England. Was he like
Yeah.
50?
Yeah, he was 42.
They don't live long there.
Everybody knows in England they killed him. It's like Logan's Run. They killed him when they hit puberty.
Nice.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So yeah, it's really sad. If you ever go, I've gone and visited these toys many times. And it's really sad because you would see Kanga sitting there and her pouch was distended, but Roo was gone, just dead.
Kill each other.
So the two ladies get captured and they immediately get stripped naked. They're put into
Oh yeah,
like,
they give them drugs.
long scene. They're like all loopy and they're laying there, and we see them all naked and they put on like loincloths and
Yeah, they're getting them ready for, I think, a sacrifice, right? Or something.
yeah, I guess.
But then this is when the leader puts like a dinosaur head on his head. It was quick.
Yes.
And I was like,
Yeah.
there's the dinosaur. George is happy.
Well, no, I'm not. Okay.
What kind of
Let's talk
dinosaur
about
was
this.
it?
So Tim,
Did it have feathers?
no, Tim, let me talk. So we established this movie takes place in South America, right?
Right.
The skull, it's a bad copy of a dinosaur skull. But what I think they were trying to do was to make it a Triceratops.
Mm-hmm.
I think everyone here knows what a Triceratops is. It's one of the big three it's like a part of the Holy Tree of dinosaurs. One of the most famous dinosaurs there is.
It's got 3 heads.
It's got 3, tri means 3, like you said. Cera means horn. Ops means face. There's 3 horns on its face, right? Famous dinosaur. Everybody knows. It's like a rhino.
I think Joe, I just have to say, I think Yoda would say there is no try.
Thanks, Tim.
Continue.
Yeah. Tim, I want to tell you something.
Okay.
Triceratops was the largest and most famous member of the family of dinosaurs known as ceratopsians, which means horn faces. They were a very successful family, but here's the thing, Tim. None of them lived in South America.
Ooh.
They were
Big mistake.
European and American, because by the end of the Cretaceous period, believe it or not, the continents were more or less in the place they are in now, although we had inland seas that changed the geographic layout somewhat. Now, this is not a problem that only exists in this movie. When I was in Bolivia recently, let me tell you, they're very proud of their dinosaur tracks.
Yes.
And they had statues of Triceratopses all over the place advertising this. I'm like, motherfuckers, you ain't got no Triceratops down here.
Oh, no. I can't believe
So
they did
right
that.
there, that's wrong. Here's the other thing, Tim. I looked this up because he's wearing a Triceratops skull. Now, at this point, I'm beginning to suspect, so the movie's getting long, I'm like, I don't know if we're actually going to see a dinosaur in this movie. So let's assume this is an actual fossil. Want to guess how much a fossilized Triceratops skull weighs, Tim?
Oh, at least a ton.
Yeah, it's 3,000 pounds on average. Oof. These are giant skulls. So either this guy was superhumanly strong, or maybe he was wearing the actual bones of one. But either or, it shouldn't exist. So anyway, I wrote in notes, go on tirade about Triceratops skull here.
So what footprints are in Bolivia?
Theropods, which are the 2-legged dinosaurs, of which Tyrannosaurus rex is the most famous member, and a lot of sauropods, which you probably know as Brontosaurus, so that didn't exist. But those really big ones with the long necks and stuff. Yeah. You see a lot of those.
Nice.
Yep. So he has like a hook on his hand, and he takes Belinda's boob and he cuts it.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, it's
like we said. There's no nice nudity. It's always assault.
Yeah, she's screaming, and like Kevin's been watching this whole time, and he just watches that. But when he's about to do it, he's like fine with Belinda, but he's about to do it to Eva. And then he like throws like a bomb that I guess he's had the whole time.
Yeah, maybe dynamite.
Yeah, I don't know. It blows up. He shoots a bunch of natives. They flee with the women.
He goes
they
all
get into
Rambo.
a canoe. Yeah. They're going on the river, and there's the natives on the side shooting arrows at them. And
there's a funny scene because there's one member of the tribe guarding all the canoes, and I'm like, are you really worried someone's going to steal your canoes?
That's a good point, Tim. Lots of scenes of the women running completely topless with like just their little loincloths. They do kill that guy and get his canoes though. So
yep.
And they're going down like there's a big net over in the thing. He's like, how do we stop this trap? And he shoots the chief, and then they just leave.
Yeah, they row down the river for like a tedious amount of time, and then some nets come out, and they shoot their way through the nets, and they do shoot the leader. Yeah,
they shoot the chief, and then they just all run away. They're like, "How did you know that would work?" He's like, "I don't know, kill their leader."
And then they're like, "Let's go look for food," and Belinda goes with them, and she's like,
"Yeah, they go on shore." We should mention.
But then let's make out.
No, Belinda doesn't go with them. He's like, I'm going to go get food. And then, like, Eva's like, I'll come with you. And they leave Belinda by herself, which is like, fuck that.
Yeah.
And they start, like, they're not just going to make out, Tim. They're like, she's only wearing a loincloth, and she's, like, on the floor. And, like, he, like, gets on top of her. I'm like, they're about to fuck. And then he goes, oh, look, that's a dinosaur track. And I'm like, oh, boy, finally dinosaurs. Nope, it's just fossilized track. He talks about how it weighed 30 to 35 tons. I have no idea how the fuck he knows that. And and then suddenly there's some dudes there.
We meet China or China, depending on who says it. What?
You're forgetting. First, we meet the horribly malnourished slaves begging for help.
Oh, right.
And then China, yeah. I did see synopses spell his name as China, but I wrote down China. China is
he's a slave owner, but we don't know that
evil. I mean, we pick it up pretty quick. And he's leering at the two naked, because they went and they already captured Belinda, so they left her by alone. So they got these two naked ladies, and he's being all creepy. And he's like, "Well, I could let you go, but I don't know, it might be fun to keep these ladies and, I don't know,
Yes.
kill you.
He
That's
doesn't
essentially
say
what he
it's,
said.
he does. Oh yeah, he does kind of. Well, he acts not so menacing to get him back to camp anyway.
At first, yeah, and this is to get him to camp. Then he ties up Kevin
Knocks
with
Kevin
the
out,
pigs.
yeah.
Yeah. And leaves him tied up with pigs because the pigs will eat him, which I'm like, I didn't know that was well known back then.
Kevin calls him fat, evil, smelly bastard. Did you write that down?
I wrote fat, smelly, evil bastard, but yes. You know what you are? You're a fat, smelly, evil bastard. Which was my favorite line in the whole movie, maybe.
He thought of some other names to call him.
Oh, let's hear him, Tim.
Hairy, ugly toad face,
That's good. All right.
greasy, smelly feet, and boobs MacGuffin.
Booth MacGuffin makes a return. Nice, Tim. Thank you.
It all makes sense. It all comes together.
All of a sudden, we're introduced to a woman who is part of the evil camp of slave people. Her name is Mayara, and I swear to God, she is the exact same character we just saw from Island of the Fishmen.
Yeah.
This is like a weird thing that exists, I guess, in Italian cinema, exploitation cinema, where you have the exploited heroes who are normally of European persuasion, who are greatly suffering, and they encounter a indigenous person, someone of color, who is a woman who exhibits strong lesbian tendencies,
Right.
and is sided with the evil person, and she's like, she basically comes and she goes, Eva's special, but she's saying to Belinda, but he said I could play with you before we give you to the whole camp. She goes, I'll help you escape if you let me do things. And then there's like 5 minutes of her like sucking her boob and untying her loincloth, and just dirty. Like Tim said, this is like
There's so much
this is
sexual
like
assault.
yeah.
Belinda's
And so
like,
she- and,
okay.
Okay, and like Belinda's clearly not just going along with it. And then it's over, and she lets Belinda out of the hut. But then she immediately tells Chyna, look, Belinda's running away, and Chyna just shoots her. I'm like, why are we watching this?
But everybody could see her. She snuck out as if but they're all looking at her. I don't know if you
Yeah,
noticed. It's like,
I kind of did get. I couldn't decide. I'm like, is Mayara just like inept, or did she just like she's like, this woman's about to be killed anyway. Let me be a creep and assault her, and then I don't know.
we should
so
say this is a
Belinda gets
mining
shot in the
camp.
back.
A mining camp? I don't know what they're mining.
Oh.
I forget. Gold?
Yeah. No, emeralds.
Emeralds, okay.
Yeah, because that comes up at the very end.
And that's why they're keeping them, because they don't want them to tell anybody about this mine. They want to keep it for
yeah, it's
themselves.
like a claim jumping thing, sort of. Yeah.
So anyway,
So Belinda's dead, and then Chyna takes Eva, and this is gross.
yeah.
She's in a cage. Just rapes her.
Yep.
Yep. Goes on for a long time in slow motion. We see scenes of her fighting him. She gets few good hits on him. She nails him in the nuts and stuff. And the whole time this is happening, Kevin's
with
is
the
like,
pigs.
yeah. And I guess he like, it was hard to tell what he was doing, but I guess he like made his hands bloody
No, I
against
saw
the
what he
ropes,
did.
so the pigs would chew the ropes.
I saw what he did.
Oh, what did he do?
Kevin, he was with the pigs. He convinced the pig to help him, because he convinced that pig he was magic by telling the pig he was the one who told the spider in the pen to write the words "some pig" in her
Some
webbing.
pig. Wow. And then when the pig gets him out, he goes, "That'll do, pig. That'll do.
That'll do. Yep.
That'll do."
But yeah, he did chew on the ropes with his blood. He got his blood on the ropes.
Okay, so I was right. Okay, I guess that was clever.
Vampire pig.
So after Chyna is finished with Eva, he puts her in like a cage above
Again.
and like she's suspended. She's like naked, suspended there, and like she's just been like viciously assaulted by this guy, right? Mm-hmm. And then our hero, our quote unquote hero, Kevin, comes and he's like, "Oh no, I think I might leave you up there for a bit."
Well, first,
She's like, "Don't you dare!"
a few things happened before that. He lets loose all the slaves. Remember?
Oh, you're right. He does. Okay, I actually want to talk about this, Tim.
Because
So he gets into the big fight. He gets in the big fight with Chyna. And he keeps calling from different areas, like over here, and Chyna's shooting his gun. And he's like, "That's your 6 bullets." And then he throws a bag with a rattlesnake in it.
Yes.
Pretty sure rattlesnakes are only in the American Northwest,
I
whatever.
thought that too.
Southwest, yeah. And he shoots the snake, but then he's able to
His
like
last shot.
he kills Chyna. I don't remember how.
With a spear, I think, right?
You're right. Yeah. And Eva's in the cage the whole time, and he's teasing her like, you can't get out. She like, this woman's just been assaulted.
I know, they were shooting at
And
her
she's
too.
like, and they're shooting at her as this joke thing. And then, like, because our hero is such a great hero, as a distraction, he releases the slaves that we saw earlier, who were all instantly gunned down by the other. It's just like,
what's the
you
point
just
of
murdered
this?
like you got like 12 people. Well, it's a distraction because then he and Ava escape. We should have mentioned a helicopter has landed at this point.
Supplies, yeah.
Yep, and Kevin and Ava go and they hijack the helicopter and they leave the helicopter guy there.
And she's still joking. She's like, "Do you know how to fly this?" And he goes, "No, but first time for everything," or something like that.
Yeah, she goes. Yeah, she's just joking, like not seeming like.
And that's it.
I mean, I know this is super obvious. There's no reason to have the assaulting scene in there.
No.
That's just gross and upsetting. And this movie was full of gross, upsetting things. But like having the main character like being like raped by like the bad guy at like 10 minutes for the end.
Yeah.
And then kind of like she's acting like nothing happened. She's even being teased as she's being shot at by like it's just.
I think
gross.
they kiss in the helicopter.
They do. Well, not only that, he gives her a big bag of emeralds, which is how I remember that's what they were filming for.
Here, feel
and
better.
They make and then he keeps making jokes about joining the Mile High Club.
Jesus.
Like, dude, do you know what this woman just went through?
Yeah.
And then that's the way the movie ends with her teasing him like, you can't fly, and that's the end.
Yep.
And I will point out, no dinosaurs. Fuck you, movie. I have a list, Tim.
Poor Italy.
Before we go into it, a list of better names for this movie.
Oh, okay.
Because as pointed up front, this movie is it's just misnamed. All right, you ready? Mm-hmm. I broke the rule of 3 again. It's 4 again. You're gonna freak out. You're gonna make it. You gonna interrupt
Yes.
me? All right, cool. Number 1, Vietnam 2, the Vietnamizationing. That's hard to say. Number 2, I'm gonna change this one maybe because I called it boobs aplenty, boobs galore. But I think it should be boobs aplenty, boobs MacGuffin.
Yes.
Yeah. Number 3, from the private collection of part-time co-host Kevin Cablasto.
Just that, right?
You know he has the
4K.
And
5K.
Like 5K. Oh, 5K. He's got 6K. And number 4, Massacre in a random-ass dinosaur-free valley. That's my list.
Now we have the part of the show where Tim and George talk about how this movie is like Star Wars and Labyrinth.
Well, remember in Star Wars when Han called Leia your worshipfulness in a sarcastic way?
I remember he called Leia that. Is Leia a different character? I'm unaware.
Leia.
Okay.
I call her Leia.
Wow. I know, yeah. I call one of the most famous characters in pop culture by the incorrect pronunciation.
The real
I'm
fans
too
call
limited.
her
I roll
Leia.
like that. What do you call him? Lucky Ski Walker?
No, I call him Lucas.
Han
Lucas
Sol?
Skywalker.
Oh. All right.
Well, he calls her your worshipfulness, but
Yeah.
he was originally going to call her a fat, smelly, evil bastard
Nice.
and a nerf herder.
And a Nerf runner. Then,
But that's
all right.
Empire.
You're right, Tim. Thank you for catching that. So I don't yell at you for the umpteenth time. And I like to say, in contrast to Tim always mentioning Star Wars, I like to say how this movie was like 1980, let's say 6's Labyrinth.
Yeah.
Well, this movie featured, for a while at least, crazed Vietnam vet Hines.
John
And a lot of
Hines?
people don't realize that, John Hines, a lot of people don't realize this, but Sarah, the character played by Jennifer Connelly in Labyrinth, she also was a crazed Vietnam vet.
Oh,
In fact,
what?
the whole
How'd that
movie is
happen?
actually her just flipping out during the Tet Offensive. It's all just something she imagines right before she goes over the edge and falls into a tiger bait and gets stabbed full of steaks.
Wow.
Yeah,
It's our Vietnam episode.
it's a lot of Vietnam in this episode. All right.
Revenge.
This is my sequel, Tim. All right, I'm choosing to do one of those sequels that takes place moments after this movie ends. So we're not picking up like years later where Kevin? Yeah, his name's
Yeah,
Kevin.
Kevin.
Where Hall and Eva made it back to civilization. No, they're still in the helicopter, right?
Nice.
And just like they had hinted in the movie, he's like, hey, let's try to get into Mile High Club.
Oh,
she's
no.
like, no, you fucking creep, get off me. But they do, they're in a helicopter. You don't do the mile. First off, you can't go up a mile high in a helicopter, I'm pretty sure anyway. They're notoriously dangerous vehicles. He tries, they crash. He also, I should mention, even though they're in South America, because he's such a bullheaded idiot, they don't just go to the nearest airport. He's like, I'm flying us right back to the United States.
2 tickets to the United States, please, for me and my lady.
So they're flying over Mexico, specifically the Yucatan Peninsula, as this part happens.
Do they have the radio
And
on?
they, Yes.
That's my question. What's playing on the radio?
And it's this weirdest thing. They found a station that was all cover bands, all tribute bands. Yeah. And they found a version. It was all songs by the Beatles, but it was all sung by actual bugs.
Okay.
And it was called The Beatles with 2 E's.
Good
Yeah,
one.
it was crazy. Thank you. Yeah, and then anyway. So they crash into the Shisu Club crater. Have you ever heard of that, Tim?
I know the one. The one where I think destroyed the dinosaurs. I think that.
Yeah, that's where the meteor that killed the dinosaurs, the asteroid that killed the dinosaurs,
in the ocean.
crashed.
I thought.
No, it's in the Yucatan Peninsula. Part of it's in the ocean, part of it's on land. They crash right into that, but as they are spiraling out of the sky, and like they're fueled by weird sexual energy because he's an insensitive creep.
Hey, baby, we're still a mile high.
They actually enter a fucking time warp.
Oh, nice.
And Tim, they are deposited 66 million years ago into the Yucatan Peninsula during the age of dinosaurs, the late Cretaceous period. And they are truly now in a dinosaur valley.
We see some dinosaurs. Hope we see a triceratops.
And this is what's crazy. They go through the motions in the movie. They keep meeting dinosaur equivalents of the cast. So Eva is reunited with her father, Professor Ibanez, but now he's Professor Ibanez Rex. He's a large meat-eating dinosaur, but he's still a paleontologist. It's weird. The crazed Vietnam vet is called John Heinz-Ceratops. His wife is Betty Cephalus. The nude model, Belinda, she's Belinda Don. And then the evil slave trader, China, he's China Thythimus. And they're all going through like these we see so many, because it's this movie,
No cave
Tim,
people.
we see so many dinosaur cloacas.
Oh, Jesus. What do
We
they
don't
sound
see any
like?
no, cloacas are like what? That's the orifice.
I know.
I mean, I guess they sound like farts. I don't know. I've never seen, but we don't see any boobs because they're not mammals, so there's no boobs. But there would have been boobs a lot, yeah. And like, I mean, luckily though, it is Massacre because Eva loses all her clothes in the crash, and all she ends up wearing for most of the movie is a discarded Wrigley's gum wrapper and a frozen smile.
This is all they gave me.
And events, after they meet these characters, events pretty much play it exactly the way they did. And they meet the chief, and he's wearing an anachronistic human skull, and it doesn't really fit in his giant Triceratops head. But at the end, Eva, who's a little bit smarter than Kevin, she kind of realizes what's going on, and she suggests, like, let's just switch places where we're sitting, right?
I'm smart.
And then it ends up that Kevin is the one who gets viciously sexually assaulted by Chithithimus.
Oh, no.
Yeah. And then while he's getting sodomized or whatever,
I deserve it.
she rides off on. There's no helicopter in the Age of Dinosaurs. It's just a giant Quetzalcoatlus, the largest flying animal that's ever existed. She rides that into the sky just as we see a huge asteroid is crushing down and just hits the Valley of the Dinosaur and massacres them all.
She gets away and Kevin is crushed.
Kevin dies with the dinosaur equivalent of a penis inside of him.
Just the last thing he says is, "Boobs, MacGuffin."
Boobs, MacGuffin.
Yes. He raises his voice in defiance to the heavens. He's atomized. They're all atomized. And then this is crazy. Again, she's cast into a time warp, right?
Oh, no.
And she wakes up, and at first she thinks, and she's still naked, of course, so we're still looking at all her stuff, right? But she's like, oh, I can't believe I survived. But then she looks, and she realizes that the Earth looks scorched. Almost as if there had been like some sort of nuclear or atomic war. And then she sees in the distance robots walking towards her. Oh no! Her horror has just begun. Tim, do you know what I call this movie?
I wonder if it's a Terminator related or I don't know.
Nah.
I don't know.
It's called, because of the atom war, it's called Atom and Eva.
Adam and Eva.
Yeah, because Eva survives and it's an atom blasted. I don't know. It doesn't work.
Well, were they Terminator robots? You don't know. Were they Daleks?
No, they look like Elon Musk.
Okay, that is
Yeah,
terrifying.
they had strangely blocky bodies and weird square heads.
Well, an artist did make dog robots with the faces of Elon Musk. I don't know if you heard about that.
I did see that, actually. There was like a video, and there was other people too, not just Elon Musk. Have you seen that new invention that they just premiered at some science convention in Japan, where they've created like robotic tails for elderly people to help them with their posture and balance?
Wow, no.
Look it up. It's pretty cool. They got like weird dinosaur tails. It's real. I'm not making this up.
How long before they use that for some sort of
I mean, it's
sexual
Japan. I'm sure
fetish.
there's already a weird porn.
yeah.
Let me.
Are they like cattails or more dinosaurish?
They look very much like dinosaur tails.
Okay.
Yeah,
That
let me
won't
see.
be-
It's been. Yeah, it's. Yeah.
So I didn't interrupt you at all, so I'm going to go through my
Yeah.
story.
So I'm going to interrupt you. Wait, let me tell you.
Huh?
It's
You're gonna
called,
show me the tail?
No, Reuters had an article. It's called the ARQ. ARQUE. It was developed at Keio University in Tokyo.
Okay.
All right, so you just talk. I want to interrupt.
My story starts now. So my story is about the pig.
Ooh, wait. What? Pig.
The pig in the pig pen.
Oh, there was a pig. You're right. I'm like, okay, all right.
The pig that helped Kevin escape. And this pig's
Yeah.
like, Kevin, you left me behind with this pilot who's just going to eat me, turn me into bacon. Yeah?
What's his name? The pig.
He doesn't have one yet.
Oh, can we give him a temporary name?
What do you want to call him?
Sir Oinks-a-Lot.
Sir Oinks-a-Lot. Okay, Sir Oinks-a-Lot.
Okay. Thank you.
You helped.
I did. I'm a helpful guy.
He's very angry. Kevin
The
just
pig is. Sir Oinks-a-Lot is.
Sir Oinks-a-Lot that Kevin flew off without him. So this pig, he treks through the jungle on his way to Sao Paulo because he figures that's where he's going. Sao Paulo, that's what the Sir Oinks-a-Lot calls it.
Nice. Good. Tim, I have a question.
Yeah,
Does the pig have a robotic tail to help him keep his balance?
not at this point. Maybe later.
Okay. Maybe later. Okay.
And on his way, he finds a small farm of other pigs being held by an old German guy who came to Brazil in the late 40s.
Oh, no.
And he knows nothing about nothing. What's wrong with me tonight?
I know nothing.
He knows nothing about the war.
I do nothing.
Good accent work, Tim.
9. And the pigs on this farm say this guy, he's the worst. WURST. The worst.
When he gets angry, does he call people Schwein?
It's fine.
Yes, fine.
Yes. How do you not? I mean, it's one of the 6 German words we all know.
And in a minute and a hoof, our pig hero, Sir Oinks-a-Lot,
and a hoof.
he frees them all.
Not no Hitler.
And they all
Freeze
go.
all the other pigs.
Yes, freeze all the other pigs. And they go with Sir Oinks-a-Lot. And they continue their journey to the city where they think Kevin is. They want to help take out Kevin. They want to get revenge on him. So they got no bacon. Sorry, that's the best I could do. To get a ride in the car. So they form an all.
that wasn't even a joke. That was just.
They formed an all.
That was just a misspeak.
Pig baseball team called the Brazilian Bratwursts. They have players like Ty Hogg and Ham Aaron and Pig Rose and Lou Gare Pig. And who's on first? Also,
Who's on first, not a name?
yeah, that's the name of the guy on first base. They play our pig from the jungle. They start to call him Babe. They don't want to call him Sir Oinks-a-Lot.
Babe!
Because he hits a lot of home runs. And also, he always has a...
Oh, I see what you're doing there.
Also, he always has a Babe Ruth candy bar around, but they can't tell if he's about to eat it or if he already ate it.
Brief addendum. It's a Baby Ruth.
A Baby Ruth? Okay.
Yeah, it's called Baby. Yeah,
The ones
named
I
after George Herman Ruth, a.k.a. Babe Ruth. Yeah,
Oh, they named
the
it
ones
after
you ate.
him.
I assume. Seems a weird coincidence.
They played baseball against an all-goose baseball team called Rio de Swan Janeiro with players like Honk Aaron, Swan Williams, Quacky Robinson, because he
Who's Swan Williams supposed to be?
happened to be a duck.
Who's Swan Williams supposed to
Ted
be?
Williams, I think is his name.
Okay, that's like famous baseball player Ted Williams. Yes, no one his name
Swan
doesn't.
Williams.
Not even a letter in common between Ted and Swan.
It's a tough one.
How about Webb Williams?
Webb Williams.
That's at least,
okay.
yeah.
He was there. And Derek Jeter dressed as a goose because it was just, an odd time for him.
He had some issues.
So they made a lot of money playing on that team, but they had to keep on moving to the city. They wanted to get to Sao Paulo. And when they got there, they ran out of money again. And, he needed to buy a gun to take care of Kevin. So
Babe did.
Babe needed a gun.
Does Babe have opposable hooves?
No.
No. So
He's going to have a hard time.
It's going to be difficult.
So
he is not a pig. He has not shown an aversion to adversity, though. That's a pig who goes to
He'll
his
figure it
problems
out.
head on. Yeah, he will. I have faith in.
You heard about that guy who was a multiple amputee, and he murdered his friend.
The guy who they talk about him last podcast left all the time. He was able to use an AK-47. He was a professional cornhole player with no limbs.
Yep, shot
He was
somebody.
still able to fire a gun and kill somebody from a car, I think.
So I'm sure Babe can do it. So
Does
Babe
Babe have all his limbs?
Babe and his pig friends, they need to make some money. So they form an Oingo Boingo tribute band made up, obviously made up of pigs. It was called Oingo Boingo.
Boingo, boingo, yeah.
And thus, finally, they get to Sao Paulo. And Babe shows up at Kevin's house. And he interrupts Kevin, who's porking his current lady friend. It's not Eva. She left him a long time ago. He's a jerk.
Get out of here, you filthy pig.
Is he riding her piggyback?
Yes.
Yes.
Who are you?
And Babe says, I hate to sour your evening, but I got a loin on you.
Whoa.
But Kevin begged him, please
I'm a better person.
Please don't shoot me. I've turned over a new leaf. I've joined a Christian rock band made up of people all named Kevin. The band is called Kevin Can Wait.
Jesus loves me.
That's pretty funny.
Something I know.
And with that, Babe rolled his eyes, his beady eyes, and
Oh, 'cause he's a pig.
shot him right in the pork chops.
Wow. On
He
Kevin,
said-
where are the pork chops? Kevin is a human, right? Like
Yes.
I wasn't. Okay, where are the
Shot
pork
him first
chops?
in the pork
human?
chops, then he just shot him in the heart.
Okay.
He said, can I do it? That's all, folks. And the movie's called Bull Durham. Man. I worked
What
hard on
happened
it.
this week, Tim? That was both
I worked
impressive
hard
and
on it.
upset. I believe you. That was.
I tried to test it out with my wife, but she walked away.
I bet she did. Are you still married?
I don't know. She hasn't walked back
That's-
towards me again.
That was 3 weeks ago. Yeah, that was like there was. It's so interesting this week. Like you never know what Tim is going to show up. And I wouldn't have guessed earlier today that, like, oh, Tim is going to be obsessed with, like, weird cover bands and different animals and stuff. Who knows? Like, what happened this week? What was the inspiration?
I don't
Tim?
know. Hey,
It's a
you
wild
wanna-
ride being this Tim Hamilton. You never know what's going to come out.
I create cartoons to try to sell it to the New Yorker, and sometimes they buy
Yep.
them, sometimes they don't. So it's called Working Your Craft.
And that was also the name of the Kraftwerk tribute band. Called Working Your Craft. It was all pieces of cheese.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They spelled it craft, the K-R-A-F-T. Yeah, this is good. Let's end this podcast.
No, I could go on forever with that.
I know you could. And knowing you, there's a very good chance in 2 weeks when we meet again, it'll still be going on. Or not. Who
Did
can
you-
tell? Like I said.
Did you hear about the Led Zeppelin tribute band made up of people who only used... Nope, not going to do it.
Folks, if you could guess what my co-host is going to say, write in to Seti Bimco at the gmail.com.
I realized it didn't work.
Maybe your joke would be funnier, because Tim's probably didn't make sense.
It's people who were...
Lead balloons?
They were...
Inflatable people.
They were unhealthy. Yes, I don't know how to say this because they used a lot of unleaded gasoline. So their band was
How
called.
about there were people with lead poisoning?
Then it's leaded Zeppelin. Yeah, it doesn't work.
Yeah, right. It doesn't work.
If a
Folks
joke doesn't work,
recommend a joke.
just don't open your mouth.
If the joke doesn't work, start it. Then just say you're not going to finish it.
Yes.
Then spend 2 minutes slowly dissecting it, and then eventually admit it doesn't work. And then give advice about how you shouldn't have even started.
It was supposed to be unleaded Zeppelin. I don't know how to get
Unleaded
there
Zeppelin.
though.
Yeah. Folks, if you know how to write,
it's made up
there.
of cars.
Why won't
cars
why
who use
won't this
unleaded gasoline?
Why won't this end? Okay.
It's called unleaded Zeppelin.
Thank you, Tim.
Okay. Hey, we're done.
We're done, thank God. Only 6 more episodes to go to the end of Seti Bimco.
That's only 3 movies apiece.
So what's your next movie,
I'm
Tim?
picking carefully.
I'm going to pick more carefully after this fiasco.
George, next week. Next week, we're going to watch
Next week, Tim.
Bad Ronald. It's on a
Is
strange
it about Ronald
link.
Reagan or Ronald McDonald?
Neither. It's about a bad kid who lives in the walls of a house.
He lives in the walls, Tim. That's hilarious.
I can't tell you where to watch it. It is parts of it on Daily Motion if you can find both parts, but it's on a link. called m.ok.ru/video/ and then a lot of numbers.
I think if you just type in Bad Ronald online, you'll find it. Maybe.
Full movie.
Yeah.
All right. That's what
All
we're
right.
watching. We're watching that movie next week.
That movie that you said we're going to watch.
Yeah. Is
Nice.
there anything else I want to say? I guess not. We're done.
Nope. All right.
They're long episodes because it's once every 2 weeks until the end.
With sound effects and shit now, too.
Yeah. Did you listen to one yet? You
yes.
keep saying I haven't heard it.
I finally did hear one, yes.
All right. Oh, I'll check the mail.
Oh, let's see.
Did George write one to complain about Cablasto? Nope.
No, I didn't even listen. I didn't realize today was Wednesday.
Oh, wait till you hear it. Kung
Wait
Fu
till I
movie.
do.
It was filmed in 70s New York, so I'm sorry you missed it. In the subway.
Oh, I am too. I actually really thought I was going to be able to see that one, and I forgot what happened. My intention was to crash the recording and watch that one.
Well,
But
next
life
time.
finds a way.
All right, everybody. Go
All
your
right,
own
everyone.
way and brush your teeth.
Yep.
You don't want them to chip
Good.
off.
Because your fucking breath stinks. You don't want to be like a jagged molar like my co-host.
It's all fixed.
This has been a Pity Party Line production.
Party line, it's a party line.
'Cause I got the link right here.
What's the image? Is it a
Wait a minute.
knife stabbing like a card, or is it a bunch of scary faces and hands?